Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Happy Bookmas Day 7. If this sweater looks familiar, it's because I just filmed my November wrap up. So if you haven't seen that, go watch that. There are 6 other videos I've already posted for Bookmas, so make sure you are caught up on all of those. Today's video is going to be a week of reading Christmas books only. And I'm so excited about this because I love doing things during the Christmas season to get me into the Christmas spirit. Obviously decorating the house, I love watching Christmas movies, but I have not done a lot of Christmas book reading, especially last year. I think I maybe read one Christmas book and it was pretty bad. So I've got a collection of books that are on my list. The other wonderful thing about Christmas books is they are very short. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any more Bookmas videos. And without further ado, let's get into the video. It is Monday. These are all the books that are on my list for this week. There are 6 of them. There's a chance that I actually read all of them because they're all pretty short books. So I already started The Santa Suit by Mary Kay Andrews. This is a book about a woman who gets divorced and moves to a small town farmhouse, and in the farmhouse there is a Santa suit, which was the previous owner's suit. He was like known in the town for dressing up as Santa Claus and being like the town Santa, and him and his wife were like big Christmas people. So she moves into this house in December and she's like, oh my god, do I have to take over for them and be the Christmas person? Make this the Christmas house again? So she finds this note in the Santa suit, and now she's sort of going on an adventure to learn more about the note. I read 100 pages of it on my lunch break today. Yeah, it's moving pretty fast. Obviously, I was able to read 100 pages in like under an hour, but like the pages are pretty small and the font isn't too small. So I will likely finish this book tonight, and I'm enjoying it. It's fun and silly and cute. Very mindless reading, which is kind of the goal for this week. I feel like November put me into a little bit of a reading slump, so this is the first full week of December, so I'm hoping that I can get out of that reading slump so I can read a lot of fun books this month. Quickly, the rest of the books that I have on my list here, and I have 1 or 2 on my Kindle too that I may read if I don't read all of these, but this is what I have physically. I got these all out of the library. The next one I'll probably read is Small Things Like These. This one is very short, like a little over 100 pages, and the font is big and the pages are tiny. And this one is on Audible Plus or whatever, so I can listen to this for free. So this is the next one. My partner read this and said that it was awesome. So this is like about a little town in Ireland. The next one I have is a book about these half-sisters that reunite because their father passes away and they hadn't seen each other in a while, and they're coming back together over the will, I guess. This one is called Royal Holiday. It's about a woman that goes to England to work for the royal family as a stylist, and then she falls in love. This one is Knives Out vibes plus rom-com, where this couple has to find a missing author. So I probably will put that one after Small Things Like These. And then I just picked this Hold Up Today. This is also Mary Kay Andrews. Bright Lights, Big Christmas. Oh, this sounds like the exact same book, like big city girl moves to small town. But honestly, that's like every Hallmark movie, and they're so fun to watch. So those are all the books I have on my list. The one that I can think of off the top of my head that I have on my Kindle. Actually, let me look at what's on my Kindle list. I didn't want to buy any Christmas books because these are definitely books that I will read only once, and I don't really feel like I need books like that if I'm only going to read them once. The 2 that I have on my Kindle from Kindle Unlimited are How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn and Holiday Romance by Catherine Walsh. Those I've heard are both really good. That's what we've got on the agenda for this video. I've got some things to do tonight, and then I'm gonna probably finish the Santa suit. So I will let you guys know how I feel when I'm done. So far, like I said, I'm enjoying it though. So I think I will probably be reading most of these books like 3.5 stars. That's my guess, but I will enjoy reading them. I will talk to you when I finish the Santa suit. Hi guys, it's Tuesday now. I did not finish this book last night because I was busy doing other stuff, but I literally have 15 pages left and I have to leave for work now. I'm kind of bummed about that because I could probably finish this in like 5 minutes, but it will happen on my lunch break today. The next book I'm going to read today is Small Things Like These because this one's only like 100 pages, and like I said yesterday, I can get the audiobook. So I'll probably like read this a little bit at lunch and then listen to it this afternoon. And then the third book of the day that I'm planning on reading is The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year, which is described as the Knives Out themed romance. So I think it'll be interesting, a little different change of pace. I am enjoying this. We just got like the character plot twist thing in the last 15 pages. That's kind of fun. I feel like this girl Ivy's just kind of getting tossed around by everybody in the town, but she's like fully thrown herself into living in this town, which is cool. So that's the book update quickly before I head out to work, and I will talk to you guys tonight. Hi friends, it is Tuesday evening. It is almost my bedtime now, but I wanted to give you a reading update. Like I said this morning, I was almost done with this book. I ended up actually finishing it on the way to work. I rated this one like a 3.5. It was cute, very Hallmark vibes, if that's what you're looking for. Like, city girl moves to a small town and becomes besties with everybody in the town. And there was like a fun little plot twist at the end that was cute. So this one was fun. And then I just finished listening to Small Things Like These. As you can see, this is a tiny little book. It's like about 100 pages. I read a couple chapters of this at lunch today with the intention of listening to it this afternoon at work, but when I started listening to it, I could not process anything that the guy was saying because he had an Irish accent, and whatever work I was doing was not gonna align with that. So I just was doing some cutting fabric for my sewing projects and cleaning up and all that stuff. So I finished this book. If you have an Audible subscription, this is on Audible Unlimited or whatever they call it, and it was only like a couple hours long and it was very sweet. This was like a short little story about this man that lives in this Irish town, and it's just kind of talking about like what is important in our lives and what we value and how small things can affect people's lives in big ways. I think that's what I took away from it. I probably would rate this one like a 3.75. Cute, but it was very short, so there wasn't a lot I could get from it. And then the last book, which is the book that I will be reading before I fall asleep tonight, is The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. I'm on chapter 11. I'm like 40 pages in. These chapters are very short, which I love. And honestly, this book is so funny. Like, I've been finding myself giggling, like laughing out loud. It reminds me a little bit of Christina Lauren. Like, the way that they write is kind of funny in this way. Definitely gonna be like a rivals to lovers story. Basically, these two authors who hate each other both get invited to this secret place in England over Christmas, and they both decide to go, and they're both mystery authors, and something happens where one of the most famous authors in England vanishes, and I think they're gonna try to solve the mystery. So it's really fun. This is the second book that I've read this week where the female main character was recently divorced within the last year. So yeah, she's kind of like this grumpy girl that like writes her books and keeps to herself and doesn't have a lot of family around and kind of hates Christmas. And so this one is fun because it's still kind of romancy, but there's going to be a mystery element to it, which I think is about to start happening. I will be reading this one before I fall asleep tonight, and tomorrow hopefully I'll be able to finish it. I think I'm going to listen to this when it's on Spotify, so I always save up my Spotify hours and then never use them. Like last month I didn't use any of them, and now that Spotify increased their subscription for people who use audiobooks, I don't know, I have like the family plan, so it's more per month for the owner, which is me, to have audiobook access. So I'm paying that extra money every month. I feel like I should be using it, but I always like save them up for nothing. So anyway, I'm gonna probably listen to this one at work tomorrow because I want to finish it. That's the update, and I will talk to you guys in the morning. Hi guys, happy Wednesday. It is night now. I was doing a lot of stuff this morning, so I did not have time to pull out the camera and talk before work, but I wanted to give you an update on this book I'm reading because I am obsessed. I was expecting to finish it at work today. I listened to it a little bit this morning, and I listened to it a little bit at work, but then I was just getting distracted and I didn't want to miss anything, and I was really enjoying like reading it physically. So I read some more on my lunch break. I'm on page 195 and I have about 100 pages left. I think I can finish it tonight depending on what we do, but I really want to finish it because I love it so much. It's so funny, and it like the rom-com part of it is starting to happen, and I just love it. It might be because I haven't read a romance in a little while that I'm like enjoying it so much. It's just like making me like I was sitting downstairs at work today reading, like hiding my little giggle in my scarf, and one of my coworkers said she walked by to go on her lunch break and she was like, yeah, you look totally wrapped up in your book. And I was like, yeah, I did not even notice you go by. Usually I'm pretty alert on people walking by when I'm sitting downstairs in the office on my lunch break, but this book has just drawn me in, and the chapters are really short. Like the two main characters are so likable, and it's just kind of a fun concept. It really is Knives Out. Like it really feels like Knives Out. It's really fun and silly, and it's not cringy. That's the main thing. It's like I feel like a book like this has potential to be cringy, and this one isn't. Like I think this one's gonna get a 4-star or higher for sure. That's my update for now. I'm gonna read. I just made, let me show you. I made Marry Me Chicken, which I've never made before, and it looks delicious. I'm waiting for Elijah to come back so we can eat, and we're gonna watch a little Christmas movie tonight. Then I'll read my book, do my crochet projects. That's what we're up to on this lovely Wednesday evening. I also didn't say it's been snowing this week too, which is so fun. I didn't think we were gonna get any snow, but every day it's just been like flurrying or snowing. Some has stuck in some places of town and not others, so it's feeling like very cozy and Christmassy, and I'm just so happy. So anyway, I'm really excited about this book. That's the main thing that I wanted to say in this clip, and I will talk to you guys when I'm finished with it. Here's the thing, guys. I wanna film like some B-roll clips of me reading, but since this is a library book, every section of it has like a stamp of where I live. So here, maybe this will be good. You guys know I'm reading, so just use your imagination on what the book looks like.
Oh god, I'm so excited for dinner. Okay, turn this movie on.
Okay. Hi friends, happy Thursday. I am coming on to chat before work because I finished The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. Guys, this book was such a surprise for me. I don't know why I didn't expect. I kind of went into this video expecting to have a fun and silly time and have just like brain candy books. This one was actually like a good book. I don't know why I'm surprised, but I typically don't like love books in this genre just because they're kind of like a little cheesy and cringy maybe. This one was not. It was very cute. If you're wondering, because I posted on my story last night and a couple people asked me if it was like smutty or spicy. Definitely not, if that's something that matters to you. I loved it. It was so good, and I think I'm gonna rate it like a 4.25. The ending was very cliche, we'll say, but it was still fun, and I read it really quickly. The chapters were really short. I loved the two main characters. They were so fun to follow along, and I just love like the romance tropes in here. And honestly, I'm like #1 enemies to lovers hater. I feel like it always feels really weird and forced. This one had its moments of that for sure, but it's better than a lot of other enemies to lovers books I've read, and that's high praise coming from me. So that is the final review of The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. If you have this book, read it. It's so good. You'll love it. Today on my list, I'm gonna start this book. Royal Holiday. Just looked on my Libby and I couldn't get it as an ebook or an audiobook, but it's on Spotify, so I think I'm gonna listen to it since I honestly used like maybe only 1 or 2 hours for this book, so I still have lots of hours left for the month. It looks pretty short and the writing on the pages is big. Like, I feel like I could fly through this. 295 pages, so same number of pages as the book I just read, basically, just smaller pages. So I might be able to finish this today. This is for sure getting me out of my little mini book slump that I was sliding into. Christmas books are just so fun. So the plot of this one is this woman gets an offer to go be a stylist for this royal family in England, and it's an offer she can't refuse. So she goes there and falls in love, as you can see by the cover, with I think somebody that works at the palace. I don't know. What is that what it is? The palace? The castle? Somebody who works for the royal family. It looks like it's gonna be cute. Also, look at this woman in the back. She looks so happy. She seems like she would write a sweet romance book. So I don't know. I'm excited to read this one. I think it will be short and sweet. We'll probably listen to it today at work a little bit, and I will talk to you guys after work. Hi friends, happy Friday. I am coming to you with a not great update, which is that I didn't really read yesterday, which is fine. I've been reading a lot this week. This was the only book I brought to work, and I started it on my lunch break and immediately was like, I could not get into it. Like, the writing was just so flat, and most books, you know, when you read the first couple chapters, you're like, okay, this is gonna be a fun book. The first chapter, I was like, I honestly don't care. And I'm really sad because I thought this would be like a fun plot, but I just cannot get behind the author's writing enough to get into it, unfortunately. So let me know if you've read this book or if you've read this author before, maybe if I should try one of her other books, because she looked really sweet in the back, but this one is not going to be for me. So after that, I was going to read on my Kindle, but I didn't have any books downloaded on my Kindle, and I was in like the one spot in my office where we don't get good Wi-Fi, and my Kindle wasn't working. I didn't feel like moving. So anyway, I didn't really read on my lunch break, but last night before bed, I started reading Holiday Romance by Catherine Walsh. I'm on chapter 1 now. I just read the prologue last night before I went to sleep, and it's fun. I'm enjoying it. It's cute. So I'm gonna read this today. Probably will get the audiobook and listen to it a little bit today at work, which I keep saying but not doing, but I will actually do it today. And I'm also gonna bring this book with me in case I change my mind and want something else to read. This one is the one about like sisters that reconnect. I think I've only got a few more Christmas books in me before I'm like tapped out. And I've had enough Christmas books. They're fun, but they all get repetitive after a while. So that is the plan for what I'm bringing to work, and I will talk to you guys when I get home. Guys, I just want you to know that pretty much every single clip from this video I have cut out me singing a song from the Wicked soundtrack. I'm obsessed. I can't help it. I just love it. It's like so, every time I listen to it, it gets better. And like, I've loved Wicked for a while, but I never really like listened to the full soundtrack that many times. I just love a musical. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is about Christmas books. So it is Friday evening now. I read Holiday Romance today. I am 20% in. I'm on chapter 6. This one's on Kindle Unlimited. I'm not sure if I said that, but I've been reading it on my Kindle, and I was thinking I was going to listen to it at work today, but there's no audiobook anywhere unless I want to use one of my Audible credits for it. And like I was saying about saving up my Spotify hours, I also am saving up my Audible credits. I don't know for what yet, but not for this book. So I am enjoying it. I just like read it at lunch and a little bit this morning, and I am ready for bed, and I'm gonna sit here and read for a little bit until I fall asleep. Yeah, I also haven't started this book. I was gonna listen to it today and kind of wanted to start it first. So I think that will be like a weekend read, since I have a lot of craft projects to do this weekend and I'll need an audiobook. So that's the update for now, but let's talk about Holiday Romance. This is a book about a woman named Molly. The book opens 9 years ago and she's flying home to Ireland from college. Basically, she ends up on the plane next to this guy that's like, she knows tangentially, and they're both from Ireland and they're both flying home from the US. And then the next year they end up on the plane together, sitting right next to each other. So then it sort of becomes this tradition of theirs, like every year around Christmas, that they fly back to Ireland together. And the prologue is like 10 years ago to where the bulk of the story is taking place, but every few chapters there's like a flashback to like 8 years in the past, then 7 years in the past, so we keep like moving forward. And there's a little tension between them, like they're friends, like nothing's ever happened between them, but they communicate all the time over email and stuff. They live in the same city, but they don't see each other very often, but then they always have this like tradition around Christmas to fly home to Ireland together. So that's the story. I'm like having a hard time picturing them both with Irish accents. It'd be kind of fun if I could have listened to the audiobook, But I am really enjoying it. It's kind of fun. Now they're gonna do this like planes, trains, and automobiles situation probably to get back to Ireland, because in the present day timeline their flight got canceled because of this big storm, so they're trying to get home and they'll probably fall in love. But one of my coworkers just read this week too, and she said it was fun, not super romance heavy, like it wasn't like the whole plot is what she was saying. So I am excited and I'm enjoying it. That's the update for now. I'm gonna read a little bit tonight and hopefully I'll have some time to finish this tomorrow in between all of the crocheting and sewing that I have to do. Guys, I literally have so many things I want to do this weekend, and I have to film a couple videos for BOOKMAS because I did not get as ahead as I thought I was going to, which is okay. I'm like, I've got it all planned out. It's fine. I'm only posting every other day. I'm not posting every day, which would be crazy. But yeah, lots to do this weekend, so hoping I can get a lot done this weekend and so I can have kind of more of a chill week next week. But this is a long-winded explanation of what I'm reading, but hopefully you enjoyed all of the other little tidbits of what's going on in my life. All good things. So I'm gonna read a little bit and go to bed, and I will talk to you guys in the morning. This chapter I just read, they're like running through the airport to catch a flight, and that was so stressful. Like that is, I love traveling and I love flying. Like I don't have a lot of like travel anxiety and flight anxiety, but the time between when I walk into the airport and when I make it to my gate, like that's a little tense. Especially I've been in a situation where I made some poor decisions leading up to leaving for my flight about how I was going to get there, and I was running through the airport, and I hate that. This is such a fun book. I'm loving it. Hi guys, happy Saturday. I finished holiday romance this morning. I woke up and it was snowing. Woke up at like 4:45, which I did not need to wake up that early, and then I couldn't fall back asleep, so I read my book for probably like an hour, and then I did end up falling back asleep, deciding not to drive to swim practice because of the snow, and then woke back up again and read for another couple hours and finished the book. So I had other plans this morning to do, but you know what? I loved this book. It consumed me and I'm so happy that I read it. I probably will read her other holiday romance book because it was just so fun. I got halfway through and like the major conflict in the book kind of was resolved, like thing they were working towards, whatever, and I was like, how will they continue on with this book? But it was so fun the whole time, so I'm so happy I read it. So if you have Kindle Unlimited, definitely pick this book up. I kept forgetting they were Irish because I couldn't like hear their voices, but other than that, there were some parts about it that were just like kind of goofy, silly, but it was a romance book, so I didn't really expect anything crazy. I will be rating this book a 4 stars because it was really fun and I enjoyed it for a romance book, and it was perfect little holiday vibes. So anyway, I really enjoyed it. We'll probably be reading her other book that's like Christmassy themed sometime this month. Today's Saturday, like I said, I have a lot of crafts to do this weekend, so I think I'm going to be starting a December to Remember and listening to that one today while I do all my craft projects. So that's where we're at right now. I will update you guys later today and let you know what I'm reading. I just wanted to tell you that I finished that book and I really enjoyed it and I would definitely recommend it. So that's the update for now. I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Hi friends, happy Sunday. It is almost 11 o'clock, so Sunday is almost over, but I have not talked to you guys at all today. I have been busy doing things, but I have been reading a little bit today. I was intending to be done with the video today, but I think I'm going to read this and probably just give you my final thoughts when I finish this book, which will likely be tomorrow. I'm cozy in bed. I'm wearing my Christmas PJs that my best friend Madison got me for Christmas last year. Shout out Madison. And I'm gonna read my book. So I'm reading A December to Remember, which I said was a story about these sisters coming together because their father dies. So now that I've read a little more, I sort of understand a little bit more about what's going on. They all share a father, but they were all raised by different mothers, and their father was a very eccentric guy. He owned this like curiosity shop is what they call it, and he leaves them in his will these 2 tasks that they have to complete basically to get anything from the will, like to get any inheritance. And so they kind of all, they have a contentious relationship. Like they, as kids, always spent like a month in the summer with him, but other than that, they didn't spend a lot of time together growing up, and they also now as adults have some problems with each other. So it's interesting to read that piece, and also they all have things going on in their own lives, and this is just seems to be like a little lit fiction book about humans and human relationships and things like that. So I'm about 100 pages in. It's not a very long book. Actually, it's almost 400 pages. So yeah, I'm on page 103. So I'm probably gonna read like 10-15 pages. Last night I started this. I read the prologue, which was 3 pages, and then completely fell asleep with the light on. I woke up in the morning and I was like, oh, my book is on the floor. And then I asked Elijah and he was like, yeah, I turned the light off for you last night. So I don't remember. I read 3 pages, completely fell asleep, and don't remember anything until I woke up at 8 o'clock this morning. So I had a good night's sleep last night, but I did fall asleep reading. So we'll see if that happens again tonight. But that is a long-winded update on what was going on with me today. I will talk to you guys either tomorrow morning or when I finish this book. So far, it's not feeling very Christmassy, but it is set in December, and they're trying to recreate this winter solstice party, so it's wintry themed. Anyway, that's all I got for you now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Hi friends, it is a few days later, but I wanted to come on here, tell you my thoughts about this book and finish off this video. I rated this book a 3.5. TBH, kinda boring. I listened to most of this, and then when I went to read it, I was getting really bored and kind of just like skim read the last 30 pages. Just not a lot was happening. It was kind of a sweet story. It was nice to follow each sister on their personal journey of whatever was going on, and then it was just kind of like, it felt kind of flat for me. And it was more winter solstice vibes than Christmas, which was fun. It was a little different, but definitely not my favorite of the books I've read this week. So that's my review on A December to Remember. To go through quickly all the books I read this week, I read The Santa Suit by Mary Kay Andrews. This one was cute, very Hallmarky. I rated it a 3.5. Then I read Small Things Like These by Claire Keegan. This one was a cute little short story about an Irish town. Very cozy, festive, small town vibes. Pretty quick story. I rated this one a 4 stars. The next book, which was one of my favorites of the week, was The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Allie Carter. This was like a Knives Out themed Christmas romance story. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. It was a super quick read and I did not find it to be cringy. And I rated this one 4 stars. Then I tried to start this book and DNF'd it almost immediately because I could not get into it, unfortunately. Then I read Holiday Romance by Catherine Walsh and I loved this one. I rated this one also 4 stars. It was a super cute little romance, but it had some of my favorite tropes ever in it. And it was just really fun and not very cringy, which, like I always say, is like hard for me to find in a romance. I have pretty high standards on that, so I was glad to find that in a book. I'm excited to read another one of her books. And then lastly, I read A December to Remember, which I rated a 3.5 stars. So overall, a great reading week. I am tapped out on Christmas books for now. I have 1 or 2 left that I might read like on Christmas Day, around Christmas Day, for some more holiday spirit, but after a while they can get kind of repetitive. This was a fun video to film. It's fun to read some Christmas books. It definitely got me more into the holiday mood. Let me know if you have any Christmas book recs or any books you've read this Christmas season, what your thoughts are on them, and I will see you guys for the next day of BOOKMAS. Bye friends.